is $4,614. I just want to share this again, y'all. Because I'm literally taking this day by day and getting updates in real time. So on November 18th, I was told that, okay, your balance is $4,614, right? On November 21st, 2021, 3 days later, not even, I was told that, hey, we're going to pay your security deposit so you don't even have to worry about it. And we're going to pay it in full. So then my bill, and within 3 days, and actually it feels like it was less than that, really like 2 days, my bill went from $4,614 to, I think it's $1,481. Okay, and then my amenity fee was $150, and my spirit told me not to pay it, but I'm like allowing my humanness to get the best of me, and I'm like, I just want to get this done. I'm stressed out. I'm gonna get it over with. So I ended up paying it. So then my bill dropped down. So it was $1,449, and then because I paid the $150, it went down to $1,299, and then today I just found out that, and this was within a couple hours. So up until 3 p.m. today, my balance was $1,299. At around 3:17 p.m. today, I found out that nope, the housing authority is going to pay more and I get to pay less. So then my bill went down within a few hours, like 2 hours, it went down to $1,124. So this is why, like, and I was already saying God is amazing, period. Even when I felt forgotten and like shit. And I will say there's moments where I felt forgotten and like complete and utter garbage, and would just question God and be like, why are you doing this? Like, why are you punishing me? Why do you hate me? And be stuck in that energy. But then there's other times where I would be feeling that, why do you hate me? Why does da-da-da? But then I'd be like, you know what? God is amazing. I'm just trusting in God. And I can honestly tell you, literally, it's been exactly a week going from a bill that is due December 1st, $4,614, to today, exactly a week later, I only owe $1,124. And God making the impossible possible, because I did not know how the fuck I was going to pay that shit. Like, when they say it takes a mustard seed of faith, that's exactly what it took. Because, baby, I knew I'm getting this motherfucking place. And I knew that I was going to do whatever I had to do. And it literally took faith for me to just step out, take action. Like, they're like, because originally this for security deposit, they're like, oh, we can only pay $2,500, and they told me that last minute. So then they like, you have to figure out the $665, but we can't help you. So I'm trying to scramble, figure it out. I couldn't figure anything out. I'm like, you know what? Just tell them that you're going to pay it. Send them the lease, but don't sign it, and just hope for the best. So that's what the fuck I did. And then the next day, I kid you the fuck not, after I did that, the next day. And this is what I told my friends when I did that. I said, if God created the world in I said 7 days, but it was 6 days and rested on the 7th. Then imagine God could create a whole new world. If I have 14 days, God could create a whole new world for me in 14 days, like, and more. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I just really went out on faith with that. So I promise you, all right, let me just tell him I got it. I really don't right now, but I got it. And because we're going to figure it out, and I'm going to send it this unsigned lease. Next day, they said, oh, we actually decided we're going to pay the whole entire thing. Like, I will never let that go. They said we're going to pay the whole thing. And like I said, a lot of times when I hear people's testimonies, like it seems like it's smooth. Like I was just listening to different testimonies because all I do want to really do right now is praise God and listen to people's testimonies because I just love it. But I heard a few and some of them were really rough. Others were like, oh, it went really smooth. Just gotta be obedient, everything like that. But sometimes it's like mine has just been rough, period. I'm gonna be honest with you. And like I said, maybe it's me and my humanness, and maybe I get stubborn sometimes. I don't know, but it just has been rough. But I don't think everything is always gonna be such a smooth and no bumps and just. But for some people, it does work like that, or some moments it does work like that. But for me, it hasn't. But I'm telling you, I just keep going because I am 100% determined and I have full faith that God's going to make it happen. And then and honestly, after being in this experience to see what God can do within a couple of days, honestly, and now a week, I'm like, yo, each day, like a little, my balance that's due right now is a little bit less and a little bit less. And I get a little bit more good news and I get a little bit more obstacles, but then I know a little bit more solutions are going to come up. So I'm just so utterly grateful, y'all. And I still have, it's probably like 5 days at this point to make up the rest of this $1,124. But I am not worried. And even when I do worry, you know what I said to myself? God is amazing. And if God can do, and it's not if, because I literally am living this. God just literally created a bill for me that's way less than what it was not even like literally exactly a week ago today. So God literally has done that for me. So there is like, what am I going to stress for? Like, and God is just so detailed and so funny. Like, there was a situation where I'm like, can you email me this and this paperwork? And they're like, oh no, we can't send over email. But then they accidentally put the wrong address. So they ultimately had to send it over email anyway. So I'm like, yo, God is amazing. Like, even down to me going back to the house story, them being closed, but they had a little slick where I could just like drop off the paperwork and her receiving it immediately confirming because they were still, the doors was locked because they not fucking playing. They clocked the fuck out, okay, but they was still in the building. God is amazing. Like, what can I say? God is 100 billion, amazing. And like I said, there's so many times I felt forgotten. I now understand a lot better as to why what happened that happened. And I don't think I understand fully, but I understand enough to just be like, you know what, God, thank you. So it's just like this past week, I just worry. Like I still worry, but I worry a lot less. Like I just trust the Most High. I know God got me, so it'll work out. I'm going to be in my place December 1st. And this has been a long, painful ass journey, y'all. I cannot emphasize that enough. This has been a long, painful, stressful, overwhelming, depleting journey to get here. But I made it. And I'm grateful. And God is amazing. Like, that's all I can say. God is amazing. God is really amazing. And God has blown my mind. And honestly, it took less than a week. But in a complete week, God has completely blown my mind. So I have like, I don't know, I think today's the 25th, so 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I have 6 days. And if God can blow my mind within, honestly, it felt like 2 days. But now we're at a complete week and my mind is completely blown. I can only imagine what God could do in 6 more days. Like, what? Like, let's talk about it. Let's get the full year paid off in advance, okay, honey? What are we talking about? Let's really get furniture and everything I need, cleaning supplies, everything that I need to really thoroughly clean this space, physically, but and spiritually, and just really make it a home for myself because this is what I prayed for years upon years. And I've never had a home before. I've always lived in houses houses, or I've always lived in places, but I've never had a home before. This going to be my first home. And I'm just really grateful and excited. And I got everything I asked for. The location, the stainless steel, the hardwood floors, like everything that I really prayed for, put the work in to get is there. And I know this is just the beginning. So anyway, I'm really just telling y'all this because I want y'all to understand that God is amazing. And I know that even me, sometimes, like I said yesterday, we may be feeling like we're forgotten, but we are not, or you may not understand why God is doing what God is doing, but I promise you, everything is like when they say the cliche, everything happens for a reason. That's exactly what the fuck it is, even if it feels detrimental. Like when I found out I had the $4,614 bill, and then my job immediately cut my motherfucking hours. Like a day or two later, I can't make this up, and I'm like, what is going on? And then they just cut my hours again, but because I experienced what I experienced this past week, and honestly, within those 2 days, I'm just like vibing. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, God, you know what? The last time they cut my hours after getting that such a large bill, I was able to get more stuff. I was able to rest and get plenty of shit done because I didn't have to go to work so early. So I'm grateful. So I know that this time around, you cutting my hours is for a reason, and I'm not even going to kick, scream, fight, complain about it. I surrender to the Most High, and the Most High's will, and it will work the fuck out. So I'm not even worried about it. God is just so good. I'm alive. I'm breathing. I drove around safely today. I got through the traffic. The car is safe. I'm safe. The people that I drove around today are safe. I got to hang out with my mom. She got to see my space. I got to go see Wicked. Wicked was great. Life is just really good. Life is really amazing, and I'm just a lot more present, and that's a gift within itself. So I'm just gonna keep saying and doing what I've been doing, and that's God is amazing, and just doing what I can and taking it one day at a time and resting as best as I can. But I know God is going to blow my mind, so all I gotta do is be open, remain open, and receive it. Period. It literally takes a mustard seed of faith. And I didn't understand it until this past week when I was like, you know what? I have no idea how I'm going to pay for this, but I'm going to tell them that I have the money and I'm going to send them this unsigned lease. And the next day, they said, we are going to fully pay that motherfucking security deposit, baby. Dropping my bill down to $1,449 from $4,614. And then God bless me with $150 to pay that amenity fee, dropping the bill down to $1,299. And Sister God said, oh, I'm not done yet. Not only that, we're going to drop it down another $175 to $1,124 because we're going to make sure that you pay less than what we originally stated that you would be paying for your rent. And we're going to have the housing in 30 days. That is amazing. Like, what can I really say? And mind you, you know what's so funny? I literally said at around before 3 o'clock, I was talking to my friend during the whole situation, but still annoyed by it, but still grateful because I'm like, they could have just told me all this, whatever. But I'm like, you know what? If she said it could be more or less, it perfectly is less. And what, an hour or two later, I find out that it's $175 less. God is amazing. Dropping my bill down to $1,124, and God has already taken care of it. I promise you. So yes, God is amazing. I look forward to moving into my space, and that's what I'm focused on. What am I going to get for my space? I already went in there and took more pictures, but I haven't taken enough pictures before. I took more pictures. I sent it to my best friend. I said, yeah, this is our space. What she was talking about. But yeah, I'm so proud of myself. Um, I'm just thinking the most I'm thinking myself because I really put that work in, y'all. I promise you. I desire for the. You know how people want. So I always used to say like I wouldn't want to be anybody else. I wouldn't want to go through what people had to go through. Da, da, da. I honestly would not wish. I don't even think people would have survived my journey. Like my journey is custom made, tailored to me. I don't think that anyone else could ever walk in my shoes 100% because they would literally off them fucking selves. And I don't just say that about me. I say that about other people too because I don't want to walk in anybody else's shoes. I don't want to be in a situation. I don't want. I may have a desire to have what they have, but I want it in God's timing, and if it's meant for me, and God says it's meant for me, that's it. I'm good. Especially after going through this, I wouldn't wish this journey, this painful ass journey that I've experienced on anyone. On anyone. Now I understand that God's preparing me for other things beyond this, and that's why I have to go through this and chose to go through this if I chose this path. But also, I understand that it's a little bit rougher too because God, I'm still in preparation for something bigger later on. But it has been rough and I don't like it. But I understand that it's necessary for something bigger than myself. But I wouldn't wish it upon anyone. But if it's God's will for anyone to go through what I've experienced to get to where they need to go or do what they need to do or get done what they need to get done, I trust God's plan, and I hope that you do too. And if you don't believe in God, just a higher energy, a higher power, your higher self. Believe in yourself, your higher self, honey. Something, okay? Because if you don't believe in something, you're gonna fall for every motherfucking thing. So yeah, and prayfully, it's a higher energy, whatever you do choose to believe in, or better yet, trust in, trust in, knowing what you talking about. But yeah, hopefully this encourages y'all to keep going because seriously, and I'm talking about when you feel like this is the roughest of the roughest you hit rock bottom, that's when you got to keep going the most because a breakthrough is here, baby. And when I say a breakthrough is here, it might be 3 years later or it might be 2 minutes later, but a breakthrough is here. But you have to keep going. 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 Choose to keep going. You know how many times I literally wanted to give the fuck up, but my resiliency because of I've grown up in survival mode, my just past life, like I just can never completely give up. It's just something innately in me that I just can't. I don't know what the fuck it is. It actually pisses me off sometimes. I'm also grateful for it, but there's so many times I wanted to, yeah, take me the fuck out, baby. But I'm still here, and it's all going to work out with divine timing. And divine timing could be 15 years, 30 years, 2 hours, 2 minutes, 2 seconds. God has no concept of man-made time. And honestly, as a human, that fucking sucks. But we're also divine, and it's going to be more worth it than anything your humanness wanted immediately, like immediate results. This is going to be more of like a longevity type thing, type vibe. You feel me? So you just gotta keep going though. If you at rock bottom, you keep going. Cause I promise you, if I can get this far, you know how people say that. If I got this to this point, I know you can. I kid y'all. You know how long I've been wanting to move again since I came back. So it's been 6 years. I've been wanting a home all 29 years of my life. Okay, but I've been wanting to move into my own space again for 6 years, and it took me 6 years to get to this point. Yeah, and it's been rough. I've experienced food insecurity. I've experienced stalking, attempted kidnapping, intimidation, sexual harassment, sexual assault, rape. Like, I cannot make this up. Like, my. This is so disgusting and disturbing, but I'm just being honest. Like, within this past 6 years, and more things have happened, right? I have experienced being many different jobs, being a caregiver, working in food, working in retail, working met so many different people. Yo, this has been a long ass, rough ass, painful ass motherfucking 6 years. I've been through hell and back, and 2024 alone was fucking hell. Below hell. Literally below hell for me. Below the hell of the hell, and underneath the hell, it was underneath hell. Okay. Worst year of my motherfucking life. I'm surprised I even made it to 2025 and thank the most I did. I can't necessarily say everything was worth it, but I do understand certain things a little bit more, at least in recent time. 2024, yeah. So I just really want to encourage y'all to keep going. I know it's rough. I know it sucks. You might keep getting rejection. You know how many rejections I got within the past week alone? You know how many motherfuckers I had to call just to try to help me get these funds? And I've called like 100 numbers, and most of them were rejections. Oh, we don't got the funds. We don't got this. And guess what? Do you know anyone who might? I'm texting everybody I know. Honey, I'm going to work. I'm yapping to people. I'm seeing what they, because you never know who might know somebody. Y'all, I was putting in this motherfucking work. So I don't want to just make it seem like um it was just, oh, I trust in God. Like, you know how to say, like, faith without works is dead. I was putting that fucking work in, like, but I didn't know God was working harder than me, and that's a big fucking deal. Cause I'm like sick, deprived, and exhausted, and I was busting my motherfucking ass. But to know that God was working harder than me, I'm just so thankful and grateful, baby. Because I've been putting in this motherfucking work my whole life, but especially these 6 motherfucking years, baby, and especially this year alone, baby. The past couple of months, I've been going ham. It's just like rejection after rejection, setback, seemingly a setback after setback. But finally got to this point, y'all. Finally got to this point. Finally got to this point, y'all. Disappointment after disappointment. But my God is amazing. My God is, my God is amazing. So we're gonna keep going. We're gonna keep going, love. I'm excited to see how God is going to blow my mind in 6 more days. Well, in 6 days, the next 6 days actually, because I want every day my mind to be blown. Like, wow, God, you really ate that up. Wow, God, you really got every little detail. Like, well, God, my prayers have been answered. Yo, God really be listening too, because I promise you, I'm like, yo, if it's less, this will be amazing. An hour later, yeah, it's less. God be listening. God be listening. And sometimes you might think like, okay, God, but okay. And let me tell you something else too, y'all. God definitely be listening, but this is why you also got to be mindful of what you pray about, and it does. The timing, God has no concept of time, so if the timing, I feel like it's really our humanness. So sometimes we delay things, or we push things back, or we make it speed up, or whatever. It depends on what emotions that, like the emotions and mindset that we're in. So one day I was at work, and I'm like, you know what? I'll be so thankful and grateful if the florist was like, hey, you could just have these flowers or whatever, instead of me having to pay for them. So I was just so joyous that day. Like, I was crying that day because my best friend gave me good news. I was receiving good news. God was really, and we're still in the God of weapons. God was really going in and still is, period, as he should. As they, let me rephrase, as they should. I don't like putting sex and genders on the Most High, because the Most High is not fucking human. But anywho, so I'm like, yeah, that'd be really great. And I kind of go through these like visions of like that happening or whatever. So, and mind you, I'm telling you, my emotions were high. So, okay, so that means it's going to manifest quicker. I'm not thinking about it though, because I'm also not attached to it. So it's manifesting quicker. I kid you the fuck not, go in the next day, and I guess, or next couple of days, I guess the flowers had died or were about to die, or they didn't look as good as they did. So then she just gave me the flowers. And I was like, that is so, God, you really be listening, and this is so fucking funny. But I wasn't, I just said, that'd be really great if she said I could have these flowers, but I wasn't particular about, oh, good quality, well conditioned flower. You know what I'm saying? Now, the flowers weren't like crazy or terrible, but they weren't like the best either. But yeah. But then I got to like hand some flowers out to people. It was just like a really joyous moment, and I don't know, I'm just really grateful. Life is good. Um, God is amazing. God is listening to you even if you don't feel like God is listening. God is always listening. And some things take longer than others, but not because of God. It's more so of our humanness and how we just put time constraints and stress, and we're not paying attention. A lot of the times, things are right in front of our face, but we're just not focused on it because we're too busy focusing on the stress or the lack thereof.